going to just be giving you guys a little update about our goats and introducing you to our newest goat. Her name is Sunshine. She is the one standing right here behind me. She is all black with moon spots, and she is just the sweetest. This here is Pocahontas. I don't know if you guys noticed, but she is a lot skinnier than she was before. She ended up kidding for us on Monday. Today is Thursday. It would have been April 1st. Unfortunately, none of her babies made it. The first one born was just this teeny tiny premature little doeling. She was born alive, and I'm really kicking myself right now because I feel like maybe if I would have tried a little harder to get some of the fluid that she had swallowed or breathed in beforehand, maybe she would have made it. I did use like one of those little sucky bulbs, and I tried to suck out as much as I could, and I kind of tilted her upside down and kind of slapped her side and was trying to help her get it to cough it, trying to help her cough it up, sorry. But she just, unfortunately, she didn't make it. Like I said, she was tiny. I'm pretty sure she was just born too early. She did end up, the soonest any of our girls could have kids would have been April 4th, which if she would have been bred that first day that we put our Buck Aladdin in with the girls, only 3 days wouldn't have mattered. But she did. The other two kids that she had three total. The other two kids had stopped developing at some point. They weren't formed all the way. Their limbs and stuff were still kind of just jello-y, so their bones never actually got solid. And they had a little bit of hair on them, but not very much. So I don't know, just maybe being her first time and having triplets, and maybe the stress of adding, the new goats that we've added, and I ended up finding some lice on them. And so I was able to treat that, but I don't know how long they had lice, and sometimes if the lice gets too bad, they could get anemia. And so it was just kind of one of those things that it wasn't great, but she did pass her placenta Tuesday morning, and she's doing really, really good. I am milking her twice a day, and she's just a dream to milk. She just stands there for me. She doesn't kick. She's a sweetheart. She's doing really good. So we do plan on rehoming Pocahontas at some point, but it won't be for a few weeks until I know that she's really healed and that she's doing really good and doesn't have any issues. And then after that, we will be looking for a new home for her, because Pocahontas was our doe that had the extra teeth. And I did check all three of her kids that she had, and none of them had extra teeth. So I don't know. I just know for me and what for our breeding program and what we're inspiring to be, we just don't want to take that chance of, having a goat that throws extra teeth. So even though she's a sweetheart and I just love her, we're just going to make sure she goes to a really, really good pet homely home. Because she deserves to be loved, and like I said, I would keep her, but we don't have the ability to keep a lot of pets around here. But anyways, Dixie, well, they all moved. Dixie is our next due date. She is going to be due, anytime really between April 4th and April 10th, which I think today, hold on, let me check. Today is the actual 4th. I never for sure saw when she came into like a good standing heat, but I did notice on November 17th, which is actually Sadie's birthday, that Aladdin was paying a lot of attention to her. So I put down on the calendar that was the day that I believe she came into a standing heat, but I'm not 100% sure. She is bagging up. I did notice yesterday that she's losing her mucus plug, but that could be, they could lose that a week before or days before. There's really no telling when exactly that'll happen. So pretty much for the most part, we are just going to be keeping an eye on her, watching her udder, checking her ligaments as often as possible, and we're just really hoping and praying that her delivery goes better than Pocahontas's. Being their first time for, first time fresheners, first time, anytime it's their first time, it's always just nerve wracking, and that's for any breeder. Because when it's their first time, they just don't know what they're doing, and there can be a lot of problems. And so that's just kind of a little update for today about the goat. Pocahontas is doing great, and Dixie, hopefully her labor will go good. And then Persia, she didn't move. Persia is going to be due after that. I had her due date down for April 4th because that was when I had kind of seen her in a standing heat. But I don't believe that she took and is going to be due in April. I'm thinking that she's not going to be due until May. She just started bagging up, and being her for sure fourth time, kidding, she should have already started bagging up and have a little bit more of an udder developed than what she does have. And so I don't think that she is going to be due in April like I was thinking. I think it's going to be May, which is fine. I'm not one of those people that like, oh, I want everybody to kid together at the same time. Like, if it's spread out a little bit, that's okay. It kind of actually helps me a little bit so that I have some time to kind of decompress after each kidding, because it can be nerve-wracking. It really can be. I know I was beating myself up for the last couple of days, feeling like maybe I could have done more to save her or Pocahontas' little doeling that she had. But at the end of the day, and after talking to some other breeders and stuff like that, they all too just think that she was just too premature and that she wasn't developed enough. And her other two were stillborn, so they had passed away before they were even born. So it's hard anytime you lose an animal, and it seems like here lately it's been rough for our goats. We lost little brother, and then our Weather Templeton, he actually got the back of his legs cut pretty badly, and so we've been doctoring him up and keeping his legs bandaged in. He's actually over in our kidding pen that we built recently. I actually need to show you guys that, so I'll probably take you over there really quick and show you guys that. I was planning on doing a video while we made that, and I actually had started. We had laid everything out, designed everything, and I don't know what it was about the SD card that we had previously, but I would film stuff and it would just get erased, and I thought maybe it's because I wasn't formatting it properly or something, or what was going on. But we did get a new SD card, and so far it seems to be doing a lot better than our old one. So unfortunately we weren't able to make a video and post a video of us building the actual kid pen. It is going to be where we take the girls and let them kid, and then they'll spend the first couple of days in that pen with their babies, bonding with them before we bring them back into the herd, just so that way they kind of have their own space. And then also we are going to be doing what's called kid sharing. So after 2 weeks, we'll start when the babies are 2 weeks old or maybe 3 weeks old. We'll kind of just gauge how the babies are doing and how everything's going. We'll start taking the babies and put them in the kid pen at night, and then in the mornings we'll milk mom, and then we'll use that milk and we'll bottle feed that milk to the babies. It's kind of Weed 'em and Reap does it, and she calls it like a hybrid method. Basically what we're doing is we want all of our kids to be super, super friendly, so we want them to be kind of bottle fed but also dam raised. And that way, we can milk moms in the morning, feed the baby, so they're being bottle fed, they're getting used to humans and being around us, and hopefully we'll be able to be friendly and do well. And then after we feed them, we will put them back in the big pen with their mamas. And they'll spend the whole rest of the day with their moms. And then in the evenings again, we will take them and put them back in the kid pen and just repeat that process over and over again. And then also, after they're weaned, they will be going in the kid pen to stay until they're old enough that we don't have to worry about them trying to, what? Sorry. We don't have to worry about them trying to continue to nurse off of mom. And so, yeah, we built that kid pen. I'll take you guys over there and show you guys Simpleton and then show you guys that kid pen. Okay, so this pen behind me is our kid pen. I don't know if you can see back here in this corner. It actually kind of makes an L with our garden pen. So our garden pen runs this way, and then our kid pen meets up with it. And when we did our garden pen, we had this last corner that we were talked about kind of sectioning back out, and we're going to make that our kid pen. Well, then we realized we just really want them to have more space than just that 25 by 32 foot pen. And so we actually went ahead and brought that fence all the way back from where the garden pen is, all the way forward. So it ended up being, I think it was 20 or 32. I think it ended up being 80 by 25. I don't know for sure if that's exactly how much it was. I'm pretty sure it was 80 or 80. I think because this pin here was 32, and I think we added 50 feet forward. So I think it's like 80 or 82 or something like that. Around 80 by 25 foot. So it goes back to the garden pen and then all the way forward. And this is what is going to be our kid pen. Like I said, like Pocahontas, she did deliver in this pen. When it comes time for Dixie to come or to deliver, we're going to bring her over here so she has her own space, and that way it's just a little easier to keep up with her, because our big pen where we keep our goats, it has you can go down, you kind of walk down the hill, and there's a big open area down there, but it's kind of wooded. It's not really thick anymore. They've pretty much done a good job of clearing that out, but I would just rather her be right here where I can look out the window, come outside, check on her, be closer to the house. We can run the extension cord from the house to this little goat house right here for a heat lamp. It's just closer, and I can keep a better eye on them. Eventually, we are going to build back at the back of the pen. Not right now. We are going to build at the back of the pen. We are going to build actual kidding stalls. It's not going to be, I'm hoping to try to get it done by next year. We'll just kind of have to gauge it and see. But within the next year or two, that is definitely going to be a project that's going to happen. So against that back fence is going to be actual at least 3 kidding stalls, so we can just put them in there. We can keep a better eye on them. We can just kind of keep them together a little bit easier. And then once they kid, they'll be able to come and run around this pen with their babies. And then after about 3 or 4 days, maybe a week, just depending on how well Mama's doing, keeping up with babies and taking care of everybody, then we'll introduce them back to the main herd. And then, like I said, we'll start separating kids at night, putting them in the kid pen, and then bottle feeding them that morning, and then putting them back with Mama for the rest of the day. But, yeah, that is our kid pen, and it is, kind of makes an L with our garden pen. I'll try to see if I can't show you guys a little bit. Okay, there is the garden pen. It kind of runs behind. It runs on the side of the house. And then right there where that chair is, that red post, and then there's that next post, if you go straight back, all the way forward is the kid pen. And then that back behind the kid pen is our pond. It doesn't actually hold water currently, so we are working to, we're going to try to go ahead and get pigs, and we're going to end up fencing off all the way behind the kid pen to the corner and then up, and then it'll run up this way. And that whole area is going to be our pig pen, and we're going to keep pigs out there for a couple of years and see if maybe, they can't seal that pond. And then once they do, if they do, then we'll be able to get ducks and stuff like that. Because I want to get ducks, but I don't want to have ducks without an area for them to actually be able to, be in water. We've had ducks before. Hold on one second. We've had ducks before, but we just had like the little kiddie pools, and we'd have to spray them out and clean them out, and they were just gross, and they just didn't get to really swim and enjoy it like they naturally would. And so eventually, once we get a pond established, we will be getting some waterfowl, probably just ducks. I don't know if we'll get into geese or anything bigger than that, but you never know. We'll have to just see in the future. But yeah, so that's the kid pen. This, I don't know if you can see her up against the fence right here, is Sunshine. She is our new goat. And then Ridley, who is our other new goat we added this year, and then Persia. And so yeah, that's just a little update about the goats. It was really, really sad to lose Pocahontas' kids that she had, but it's just a part of it, especially with first fresheners. Sometimes things just don't end up working out. So we're hoping and praying that Dixie will have a better go-around. And then also Persia, and then that'll be all we will have kidding. Well, no, we did buy Sunshine right here. Hold on, let's go. We did buy Sunshine. She was put in with the owner's buck, and she will be due in August, either August or July. I'll have to look and see exactly when it was. So she will also be kidding, but she'll be kidding this fall, and she will be, late summer. She will be one that we are going to take, the kids are going to take to the fair to show. And so she's bred on a different schedule, so that way she'll kid, and then she'll have a nice big udder that'll be ready to go come fair time. But anyways, that's our update for today. The kid pen, the goats, everybody's doing good. Thankfully, Pocahontas is doing really, really well. She's falling into... Okay, hold on. She's falling into the rhythm of getting milked in the morning and in the evening. And she's just doing really good. I'm really proud of how well she's recovering. And we just hope that hopefully when Dixie kids, it'll be a little bit smoother and we'll be able to have those kids and it'll be a little bit better, because this year, like I said, has been a rough year for our goats. And this is poor Templeton. I don't know, you probably can't see, but his two left legs are, bandaged. He was cut up pretty bad. We actually called the vet, and but what we had thought was both of his back tendons and his legs were cut. And in one of them, it did cut his back tendons. It was pretty bad. We have our duplex that we built for the boy pen, and we have a piece of metal on the inside. Well, the piece of metal wasn't long enough, and so we just had it, like, here's the 2x4 and here's the metal. We just had the metal sitting on top of the 2x4, and I don't know if Aladdin headbutted him or if he just stood up weird or what had happened, but he had got both those legs slipped underneath the metal, and so it was in between the wood and the 2x4. He was able to pull one of them out, but the other he wasn't, and so it was just really bad. The vet had recommended we put him down. After kind of looking at it a little bit better, we realized that he did cut the tendon in one leg, but the other he did not, and so we were just kind of doctored him up, and he's doing good. He can still get around. He even does still put a little bit of weight on that one with the tendon that was cut, and kind of just uses it kind of like a crutch. But he gets around fine. He's healing really good. We've been keeping an eye on it. We've given him some antibiotics, and he's doing good. So I do believe he's going to be able to pull through and make it, and he'll just be kind of crippled. But being a wether, he doesn't have to worry too much about getting up on his back legs or anything like that to be able to breed. And so he'll just kind of live his life a little, happy, and just kind of roaming around doing his thing. But anyways, that's our update for today. I'm sorry that I didn't get a video out last week. I know I kind of promised you guys an update on our last video. But it was Easter, and for Easter it was last week, and we just had a lot going on getting ready for Easter egg hunts and family events and just a lot going on. So I didn't get that update done in time. But Pocahontas' kidded. Dixie is next, and then Persia, and then this fall, as long as everything goes smoothly with sunshine, she will kid for us. Then I want to say it was late July, early August, but it'll be late summer. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.